opens up DMG. So bodily health is con. Game Flux says strength.
The best
There's no
stat.
dex, is there? Oh wait, no, there it is. Quickness of action. Okay, yeah. Okay. Oh, it's okay. Oh, I don't know why I thought there was like a 2 for 1. That's weird. Where we got that
Could
from?
be.
Maybe a previous iteration. Anyways, he just not locks his eyes on it, but he just regards it for a time and looks off to the side at... I'm assuming, Fear, you're going to go peruse the bookshelves.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we all knew that was what was gonna talk
Yeah,
about.
so he turns his head off to the side regarding Fia walk amongst these massive shelves. To you, my daring knowledge seeker, Fia, Kirsty, is there any particular type of knowledge you're curious about?
Oh no. Let me think. So
Technicality, nothing is off the table.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm really like, oh no, lost in the
Hey, what? I need to use a restroom, so you can consult the group. You could, ponder it while I'll be right back and check to see if I'm bleeding.
Yeah, that's probably smart.
Oh no. Yeah. Okay. I might go to the toilet as well because I actually can have to pee.
Yay, tea.
I will. Yes. I will be right back.
So I know a topic I would be interested in, but I'm also not reading books and nothing.
You doing nerd shit right now?
What would you...
No, I would gladly, but the fact that it might come as a, oh, yes, you did do this, now you owe me.
Yeah.
What's the topic?
Ooh. Well, anything towards that weapon would be primary. B, anything towards the Babas. And C, where to find the giant god.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this would be like the one place
That's a
that
good one.
would have like that style of information. I feel like the giant gods one wouldn't be like written down though. I feel like that'd be like word of mouth kind of information.
If you knew what I do, maybe not.
Fair enough, fair enough. There's a lot I don't know about giants, including 99% of it.
There's one specific thing that the giants were made from the giant father and the custodian of the wellspring. The wellspring is definitely something y'all have heard before.
That's terminology, but yeah.
So finding the custodian of the wellspring might mean finding the rest of it.
So you want to find
information.
Mimer in Norse mythology,
Kinda, yeah.
or
Well, that
Mimir
is
in English?
Literal god's given name is Mimer.
No, no, well, not like that.
I know, but still.
You gotta watch your feet.
Mime, or Mimi in
As
English.
a God of War's games call him Mimir.
Oh, Mimir. Oh, really?
Yeah, nothing much
Oh.
language, I'm imagining.
Stop screeching.
Even I can hear him, damn.
That's some high pitch.
Oh, yeah.
No, dude. It sounds like a little Mickey Mouse.
Oh.
Yes, you. You hear how high pitched your thing is, dude? All the dogs are running over here now.
That's some
trying to
really
sound-
high pitch.
So high, we can't even hear
He's
it.
got a super high pitch.
Hi.
I bet
Hello?
he'd be a good singer if he tried to.
Hmm. So, Kirsten, did you have any enlightening ideas of what to research?
You could be.
Of a sort, but I need to look at my notes. So
I'm back.
Hi.
Welcome
Hello.
back.
Ah,
Venue.
how
What
goes
was
the
the-
discussion?
I buggered off to go use the toilet as well, so I've just gone back. But
Excellent.
I need to go look back at my notes, and I'm trying to find.
I discussed the things I would look for, but also I'm not accepting any gift.
That would be rude and disrespectful to give a gift, right? If memory serves.
If you're a fairy, to receive a gift is an insult. If you're a
That-
fairy,
I also didn't say thank you. Or make it seem like you did me any favor letting me here.
I mean,
No
you're
way.
you're free to do it. Like culturally, it's not the same. It's only if you're a fairy that really matters, because like you guys aren't eternal beings like fairies are. You guys
You
don't
don't
have to
know me like
dance
that.
on a centuries long lifespan or an eternity long lifespan. So it means different things for mortals.
Like I try to.
I know.
So I want to double check that I've written this down rightly, because I think my note taking from that session was very
Hectic?
choppy, to say the least. Yeah. So I've got like what happened to the old gods. I'm assuming there was gods before the ones we currently have, right?
Maybe, maybe not. Who knows?
And I've got god of old, painted over older civilization. Yeah, that was it. That was it. So it was like, yeah, it was like a race that were all gods, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was it. That was it.
Oh, by the way, I was thinking about that, and there's some implications there.
That's crazy. That's wild.
And then Remology was based on the ancient god, or rather the arc.
Keep in mind, like, this isn't Archsage Vernier's Library of Truths. Like, this isn't like, these are books, like mortal books.
Oh, mortal books. Ah, damn
Well,
it. Okay.
demi-mortal books, like Infernal and Sylvan and stuff like that. They're written. They aren't recorded cosmically.
Fine. Okay. That narrows it down a lot, but actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
so
they
provided-
still have someone having that wrote it.
Yeah, okay. In that case, maybe a more, like, a history of Remology, I guess? Like, when it started, how it's evolved, how
Remnology
it's...
to the field, Remnology, like the scientific field.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
will say it's not a guarantee you guys are gonna find these books.
Yeah, I know, but it's yeah. Like how it's sort of related to the Archon kind of thing, and then yeah, just sort of how it's evolved, I guess.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
No, I get you. But the end all thing is roll me 2 D100.
Okay, 2 seconds. I'm just gonna write down what I'm requesting so I don't forget.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my handwriting is horrible. Okay. G plus
2 D100, and we'll take the lower result.
okay.
So
My handwriting
it's
is a actual chicken scratch, but I will accept that.
26.
Okay.
As you begin walking around, looking through the multitude of volumes and texts and tomes, looking more particularly for one topic, you find a hefty tome. Because keep in mind, the books aren't to your scale.
Yeah, I was thinking that. They must
To
be
a
like
giant scale.
massive. Yeah.
Yeah, they're to a giant scale. What's your strength score?
Oh god, here we go. I get crushed to death by a book.
That's very Feywild stuff.
Knowledge.
Yeah.
The weight of knowledge.
The literal weight of
The
knowledge.
burden of the
Oh my
truth,
God.
maybe.
Yeah.
So what's your strength score?
It is so my score is 15, my mod is 2.
Okay, now you're fine then.
Hey.
The minimum requisite to wear plate armor. You go over to it and begin looking at it, trying to think of over. Oh, I can go. Trying to think over how to get it out, and you're just like, gotta do it the old-fashioned way, but slowly and carefully, so as to not actually like
Yeah.
get crumpled under the book. You
It's a worthy death.
grab the left and rights of the spine and begin slowly sliding out like a big ass Jenga piece, like a pub style Jenga. I love that sort of stuff where it's like mega sized Jengas, and stuff like that. It's not as heavy as you imagined it would be. It does seem like most of the weight is in the covers, the outside cover of the book itself. So as you begin, pulling it, it's like, okay, I'm basically grabbing like the heaviest parts of it by grabbing onto the spine. You slowly pull it out, pivot it so it sort of angles downward, like a 45-degree angle to the ground, and just continue sliding until, like, with a little thud, the last points of its cover tap onto the ground, and you set it down gently and open it up. The book is like the size of you, so.
Huh?
No, maybe not your. Well, how tall are you? How tall is Fia?
Oh, Sophia is 5'4".
Okay, so not as tall as you still. Okay. They're probably like by a flat, the book itself.
Mm-hmm. Just like you literally just see my forehead peeking over the top there.
Yeah. Or I suppose you could angle it and just set it on like the shelf itself to like keep it at like a standing angle.
Mm-hmm.
Nonetheless, you open it up and begin, I was gonna say paging through it, but that would be a dumb pun. That's unintentional. You begin reading it. Roll me your investigation. Your ability to discover and retain information in a decently expedient manner. 20 Van. Oh, what do you got? What an 8. What an 8.
Hey. Dirty 20.
Yep. You begin looking through it. Remnology itself isn't as old as provincial history. If anything, it's a bit more of a recent enterprise. It how this goes. It is the last of a series of sciences discovered, or tapped into, rather. So, in real life, there is a logical series of things that are requisite to one another. A quote-unquote tech tree that we in history in real life had to go through. It's hard to do physics without math. It's hard to calculate that shit without math. And then there's like 17 different, probably even more than 17 different types of math. And then there's one that's a bit more particular for physics in general. Blah, 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 blah. A series of discoveries that are the foundations for another tech above it, which are the foundation for another tech past that. But Remnology is not like that. Not in a distinctive sense. Like, okay, archaeology, excavation, whatever. Like, that's basically the only necessity of it. Can you dig and tap into ruins? Lol. Laughed at adventurer. That's basically it. There's nothing that is specifically correlated otherwise to Remnology in terms of other schools of academic research or in magic research. You don't need to understand conjuration to figure out the Remnology stuff, because as you have personally experienced, their style of magic is just outright different. So having a foundation of other styles of magic would be only tertiarily helpful at best. So Remnology is a bit more of a recent science, or recent field. But it has been prolific. Because it helps explain things that haven't been able to be explained until this field came up. Where, it's like statistically 80% of ruins are either this, or this. But what about the remaining 20%? Don't worry about it. 20% to any thorough researcher is a pretty sizable... I'm not saying it is 20%, but in analogy, that's a pretty sizable percentage. Even if it's not a majority or plurality, it's still a hefty amount of statistical significance. That's where Remnology came into the equation. It helped explain that final gap, that little stint of unexplainable ruins and technology. So yeah, more of a recent thing, probably the past couple centuries. So, not that old. That being said, that's when the official term and field came into being. There are archivings of remnants which are not related to Remnology itself, which they would love to get their hands on. So the science itself came about a couple of centuries, maybe a bit more so, ago. But what about records that go back millennia? Oh, that detail such remnants. This happens, or such incidents occur across the world in vastly different spots. Not to say that they're pointedly different, like there's one for each region or something like that, but it just happens could happen anywhere. The Dawn Peninsula, Garth-Mod, the provinces, the northern parts and southern parts of it, island ruins. It could happen technically anywhere, where you can just uncover a remnant. And thus the areas around such discovery sites, so to speak, would record it to some way, shape, or form. And yeah, with this book, you read such incidents. A small village in the outskirts of Garth-Mod found a place. There's a place that was discovered in the Twins, the provinces. Mm-hmm. Supposedly an expeditionary team, not a colonial expeditionary team, but a provincial northerner expeditionary team found one in the north. There's one that was detailed, or rather notated by a special watch team, or through the reports of a special watch team in the Dawn Peninsula. the Forgotten Coast. It shows up. Now, aside from its history, is there anything particular you're wondering about Remnology?
Well, there was how it all sort of correlates with the Archon, I guess, and then, like...
Well, I think you already know that information. You're
Do I? Okay, shit.
Well,
okay, I'm gonna have to go back.
Well, I'll give you a refresher course, I guess. Well, the remnants are the remnants of the Archon civilization. That's simple yet. A lot of them are defunct now. Like, a lot of them are defunct now.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where there's sort of unrecognizable architecture, because as evidenced by the custody and the building style of Trader Town, magic runs through their gear, their society. It's an inlaid part of it. But in loss of that magical energy, they're basically worthless crap. It'd be like running modern civilization without electricity. Right?
Yeah.
What good is a computer screen if it has no electricity running through it? That's just a fancy bit of fancy rocks and metal and a weird screen in front of it. It's like that. Like, Remnant Ruins are interesting because they were just... And that's why they're so obvious, the, like, difference. Because, like, as opposed to dragons or giants, where their architectures are built upon innate or mundane capabilities... innately magical or mundane capabilities, there's such an active amount of energy in Remnant architecture that the lack of energy makes it seem eerily quiet. It's like taking away a fundamental pillar of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how Remnology would determine remnants. And as I was saying, yeah, remnants are the remnants of Archon civilization, a deity level species of magical creatures, and not magic creatures like they can do magic, although they probably can, probably to more degrees than any person can in the setting. Well, most of them, but like this is different.
Maybe state any sort of any correlation to how these places were found, or the remnants were found. Like, is there any sort of...
It's usually just random uncovery.
Ah, okay.
That's the thing. That's sort of the weird thing. Like, there's no pattern to discovering them. Again, they could appear anywhere. So that's why, you get why Lord Jundus, talking to Rays, who's like, "Oh, I seen one of them places." He's like, "Where? Where?" Because there is no pattern to finding them. You just randomly find them and grab at any straw that sticks out.
Okay, so I'm trying to sort of determine if there's a way to maybe track one down.
A remnant?
Yeah.
That would have to. That would be a if there was such a way, it hasn't been discovered yet.
Yeah.
Or rather, it's not publicly known yet.
Mm-hmm. Dang it. Okay. And nobody's ever been able to, quote unquote, activate it. So that the magic's just, not there or different, or...
Yes and no. There are still some... 99% of remnants are defunct, non-energized. There are some that have some flickering embers of power. Enough to power defensive constructs, traps, etc., etc. Most of the time, though, just trying to get into those ruins ends up expending its power. They defend themselves, so it's a bit ironic.
Yeah, that sort of destroys my next question. Okay, so I was going to ask if anybody's ever been able to sort of move that sort of remaining power into another part of the remnant.
Well, the thing is, the power isn't unique to Archon civilization. It's just magical power on an unimaginable scale. Try to explain to a medieval peasant the nuclear power plants and fusion plants and the coal plants and the wind turbine plants and blah 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 of that generate electricity. It's like that. Like there's so much to it that no one's bothered. Like, oh, what if we tried to repower the ruins? Well, first off, the wiring is destroyed. The quote-unquote wiring is destroyed. Secondly, you require such a stupid amount of energy that you better be a really fucking powerful mage and have a lot of free time. Which, guess what? Remnologists aren't usually that powerful mages and don't usually just spend literally every waking moment to power like a fucking battery.
Yeah. Okay.
And of course, there's problems of magical decay and stuff like that, which is a different magic theorem issue entirely. But yeah, like there's a lot of factors that go into just powering the thing, and when you're not at a race of deity level powers of magical creatures, yeah, it's sort of hard.
Yeah, kind of about a reach. Okay. Let's see. Anything else? We got these ruins, but if we can't power it, it's not really much point in.
I will say, just as a meta thing, Archons and their race and their society and architecture and stuff like that have a trait called inevitable event, meaning they cannot be affected by wish spells. Like, that's how powerful they are. You cannot do anything to an Archon that wishes it out of existence because they are a cataclysmic, cosmic event. I wish the Archons away, and you kill yourself.
So when these sort of species were destroyed, quote unquote, like the Archon guys, were they completely just wiped off the face of the earth? With the what's it called? I definitely don't name of it.
It's just called the
Shard of Ends. The end. That's it.
Yeah, so the Shard of Ends is a shard of that weapon. Although I say weapon, it's more like a tool.
In that case, is there anything on that, like
on the event itself?
Yeah.
Nope. This is a book on Remnology, not the truth of the cosmos. You gotta go look in the books of Trader Town if you want to begin learning about that.
God dang it. Okay.
Just become a trader. Yeah, trader campaign. Come on.
Oh yeah, let's go.
I think it'd be fun playing indoctrinated servants. You get cool augmentations. Might as well just bust out the 40k setting books at that point.
Trying to think, is there anything I've missed?
The final battle is literally going to be a D&D versus 40k.
Well, you guys would win. 40k systems are brutal.
Oh god, I mean, I barely understand, like, 5e. I don't know.
They just use a D100 system instead of a D20, and you roll it like the way we roll luck. Lower is better. Same deal. That's where I get my luck stuff from. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. No, I don't know if there's anything I'm missing. That I know there definitely is, but it's like the hamster wheel.
If you want, I can split. I can. Well, is Ruhan gonna look around for anything?
As much as he would want to, I'm sure he eyes it nervously, but he does not.
Okay, fair enough. Sticking to your guns, I like that. Find us some Baba about giants. I know, what just
get thee behind me, Satan.
I'm out here playing devil's advocate. Fair. What is it, Kirsty?
Is there any sort of well-known remologists that I could maybe look up when I get back?
Jundus.
Well, yeah, Jundus.
I'm not joking. He's really the only one of actual repute and credibility.
Oh, okay.
All the other ones are sort of quacks, which is a bit ironic.
Okay.
The other ones are either not
Yes.
notable to the point where they would have a publication in this library. Because rhymnologists are pretty, for whatever reason, safeguarding of their information. It's like taboo to like talk about rhymnology in certain circles because it's such a weird quack science. You don't get it, man. There was a race before dragons and giants, and they were made of magic, and they were so cool, and they had this weird, like, a different style of magical architecture. Yeah, sure, whatever, buddy. Here's $5. Please leave me alone. Like, it sounds like crazy rambling with how how spectacular it sounds to most people. Medieval peasant. Jebediah, you would not believe it. I've been to the future. Oh yeah, what'd you see? Flying machines, men flied. Oh really? Yes. Oh yeah, what they fly with? They were carriages, horseless carriages. Okay, horseless carriages that flew. Yes. Oh yeah, what made them fly then? Spinning things. Like stop. Ezekiel, you're out your goddamn mind.
Yep, he's a witch, burn him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so like out of nowhere.
Yeah, get the pyre. Okay, so Jaundice is a good show. My brain. No, I think that's me for now. The hamster wheel is, yeah.
If you want to think about while I'm doing the other scene, that's, we can come back to it.
So, for clarification, the book